This is a tutorial learning about ORM, Object Relational Mapper, as it relates to Python and SQL. We're going to be using SQLAlchemy and SQL model. One of the concepts is why are we using SQL model and not the standard SQLAlchemy models? What's the advantage? We'll teach you how to add a new table into the SQL database from Python, not using the SQL commands directly, but through Python. And we'll add a new field to existing table. So the first step was to add a new table. The next step will be to add a new field into that same table so you can practice with the migrations. And you'll learn how to use migrations in the context of ORM. Kind of as a quick start, we'll use an existing FastAPI stack called FastOpp, and it's currently on version 0.4.4. We also are using something called UV. So if you type in UV Python into a search engine, you can get UV, and you'll have to install it with this command here. You can just copy and paste it and it'll install. But I already have it installed. So I'm going to use UV, alternative to pip. So I'll UV init, and then I'll have a Python version here that I'm going to specify 3.12. And then have the name of my project, which I'll call ORM tutorial. So I created ORM tutorial. I'm going to change directory into it. I'll add the FastOpp package and the current version, which may change in the future, but we'll lock this tutorial to 0.4.4 so the behavior is consistent if you view the tutorial at some point in the future. So it sets up a small project that we will then use. So we'll go UV run FastOpp hyphen start project. And I'll download a bunch of files to get us kick-started, as well as setting up some fake data for you to use as a reference. There is a application here, Opman, that will start a server, Opman run server. And if you go to locals 8000, you'll have a demonstration application. We're not going to edit this one. This is just for a reference. The source code is available on GitHub. So if you kind of want to know how to set up a webinar or password protection, you can do so. By default, if you want to play around with it, the password is admin123, adminexample.com. In production, of course, you should change this, and now you can change around with it. Also, let's see, admin. There's SQL admin is here, of which you can then directly edit the fields. Okay, but it's a bit confusing to learn from the entire project. So we're going to use UV run opman.py. We're going to use clean. Clean is going to delete most of the files that you have in the directory that we're using for development, and it's going to save them to a backup system. So we'll just say yes here. All right, let's clean up the files. UV run opman clean. And it's just, yes, I do want to proceed with the cleanup. It's asking for a project name. I'm going to use underscores. So I'll call it ORM tutorial. And author name would be Craig. That's me. The project description is basic intro to ORM. Going to start it up. UV run, opman run server. It should start up from port 8000. But right here, we'll do command click. Oh, okay, I'll copy it. And we have the basic server here. Control C to stop it. I'm going to start up VS Code. In Alembic, I'm looking at the versions on the left-hand side. There's a migration file here, but we don't need it. So I'm going to right-click on this thing, and I'm going to delete it. So under the side folder Alembic, right there, under versions, there now should be no versions because we're starting a brand new project here. And we also don't need the versions backup right now. So I'll delete all of these as well. We will start new. And I'm going to delete the existing test.db just to be safe here. But we can start it up again. UV run, opman db, start up a new database. So if I have this is a test DB there that it just created. So I'll show it to you again. If you wanted to delete it, it would delete the that test DB there, and then again start a new one. You have the test DB there, and you have this little backup, which I don't need because there's nothing in it. So I'm going to delete the backup. Good, good. All right, I'll create a super user. Good. Let's quickly review the steps. Okay, in your left-hand panel, there's something called Alembic. In the versions, I deleted the existing migrations. So there's no file other than the .git keep and the readme. And then the test DB, I deleted it. You can use UV opman delete and then UV opman DB to recreate a fresh blank one here. I will now start up the server. UV opman run server. UV run opman run server. Okay. Port 8000, localhost are 0.0.0:8000. See whether we can log in. I think I created a super user. Default is admin123. And we're at the password protected page. Admin panel, it just shows this one user that we just created, adminexample.com. And we could create other users here, but that's not the purpose of this tutorial. We're going to look into models. We have a class users here. I'm going to copy the first, let's just copy the, I'm going to copy the first 3 rows. Paste it, and we will call ours product. And the table name will be products. And we'll keep the ID the same. And we'll call ours maybe name of product. Okay, let's see whether we can start it up. So opmin, uv run opmin.py, migrate init, and then I'm going to, so Alembic is already initialized there. We'll do create, enter migration message, new product table, and we will do the upgrade. Okay, we won't be able to see it at this point because we still need to configure SQLAdmin. In the side panel here, there's admin. I just clicked it open, and we have setup and views. Let's go to views, which is under admin, admin views. Create a product. And we'll create a new Python class. This is how what the mapper uses to map it to SQL tables. Product, admin, model view, just from SQLAdmin, and then model equals product. And we just have one field, so the column list will be name. The name is what we specified. It's not a keyword. If you recall, we have name right here in the class product. So one of the properties of the object here will be name, and that's what we have right there. We're going to go into setup. It's already registering the user admin, so we'll copy the syntax. We have to import it. So from .views, which is this file, in Python you can do dot, specify the file name, and then you don't need to add .py to another bit. So this user admin is in this file right there, right? Oh, I need a colon. Good, the syntax checker is there. All right, so class with a colon, and this is the name of the class. So when I go into the setup, I will import it. Product admin, and we will use it down here. Admin dot add view product admin. All right, everything is going well. Let's run the server again. UV run opmin, run server, starts up nicely. And we'll go to that same URL there at port 8000. Right here, 0.0.0.0:8000. Let's give it a big refresh here. And we'll try the admin panel. Oh, look, there's a product section here, which is looking good. So let's try to add a new product. There's only one field here, and the name will be book on Python development. All right, let's save it. And there's one field here. It's going to be a little tricky because we already have some data in here, and we're trying to add a new field to an existing table next that already has data in it. So it's a little tricky, but let's go ahead and do it. All right, so it's going pretty good. You can already manipulate the SQL database from Python, but we want more. So I'm going to add a description here, and we'll just copy it like this, and we'll say nullable is true. And we will delete the rest of it. We'll hope for the best. So open.py migrate create to get from the model, it'll create a little Python program to talk to the SQL. And the migration message will be added new description field to product. Okay, looks like it's working. We will upgrade the migrations. Okay, for development, I think I'll just delete the database and give it a shot that way. UV run, opman. Let's go delete. Then we'll go DB. And we will now try to upgrade it. Let's run the server. And I have another error here where I meant to say description. So let's see if it works. I think for development, I'm just going to delete the database again. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, let's check out the SQL admin. And we'll go to users, there's only one. Working as expected. For products now, look at that, beautiful. We now have this description here. We can go like a laptop. Let's see, some awesome 8 gig of RAM on GPU for AI dev, and we will save it. Great, great. Okay, let's view the steps. You created a new class. This becomes a table in your SQL database, and the local SQL database is SQLite. We worked with SQLadmin, so you can see it. And it specifies the column list here. We could also put description now that we have it. And the setup here. So there's the actual portion for the table is pretty straightforward. And now since I added the description to the column view, we have a little bit better viewing of it. So let's say that book on Python development covers local LLM development and streaming data, and we will save it. And already it's, it's kind of fun. It's kind of usable even right now. Currently, we have the ability to add the name and the description. We're going to try to add the price. And we'll make it so that if it's blank, it'll be okay. So we'll set nullable to true. And we will add it in here. So we'll go migrate, create, and then add price to product. Upgrade. And then we'll run the server to test it. Let's try to put the price in. $2,000. Price appears to be there. Let's try to add a new product. $5, and we'll save it. So this does appear to work. And then we can extend it out or create new tables. There's some differences between SQLite and PostgreSQL. Colon. Then we'll go into the setup and add the view. Okay, let's see whether it works. Okay, so we have the users for the system to log in. There's only one now, products and attendees. And to be honest, there was some glitches because we're using SQL admin and we were previously testing with PostgreSQL. So one of the solutions appears to be to delete the database and recreate it. I think for purposes of development, it should be fine. Let's review what you learned. Object relational mapper from Python to SQL. And we're using SQLAlchemy that does the mapping for us. And we're using SQL model. And what we didn't cover was why are we using SQL model and not just the SQLAlchemy directly. Okay, so we wanted to integrate it with Pydantic for data type validation. But I think we'll cover this in the future. We did cover how to add a new table into the SQL database from Python, update a new field into existing table. It's just adding it within the class on Python, and the migration in the context of the ORM, which is taking the Python code and automatically writing some additional code, which is stored in Alembic that will write the SQL query into the database, and so we can save the database and update it from there. What you should do now is review the SQL model and find out what the data types are there from the documentation. You may have to look at the SQL Alchemy documentation as well too to get the data types because the SQL model documentation is not comprehensive in my experience. Practice adding more fields and tables and document this flow like in some type of blog post so you can show your audience as you grow as a influencer. You can also use that blog post to show future employers. I suggest you start a throwaway project, add a table, update the table with new fields. Doesn't have to be product, can be whatever you want. And let us know if you have any problems or questions. Have a great day.